guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're driving the BMW Z4 convertible. Not just any Z4, the M40. So we get B58 engine here, putting out 382 horsepower, just like my car, 369 foot-pounds of torque. I always love these Z4s. I would love it if they come into a manual transmission. It's an automatic only, 8-speed ZF, but it is a very good transmission. This is actually a press car, so special thanks to BMW Corporate for giving me this press car. It's only 30 minutes, but believe me, I will take it. Looks gorgeous in this red. I think it looks good best in the red and the blue colors in this car. Now this car will compete with the Mercedes, maybe the Porsche Boxster. This is a little more GT car. I'm gonna describe it as a fast GT car. We're gonna take it out a couple minutes on some really good back roads, and you'll see the power of this car and the handling. Now it is rear drive, unlike my M40i, which was X-Drive. I've seen a lot worse grills on BMWs, so they are not bad at all. So here's the engine. It's glory, straight 6 turbocharged engine. Now they did a pretty good job here with putting it as far back as they could, packaging wise, behind the front axle. It's not quite front mid-engine, but it's not up here like an Audi would be. Engine is a rocket. It's very fast, ton of power, ton of torque, and also, more importantly in these days, gets great gas mileage. Let's look at the interior of the car. All right, so let's start up the car. Let's fire up that 6-cylinder engine. It sounds pretty good in sport mode. It's got essentially the same instrumentation my car does. I'm still not crazy about that counterclockwise tack. Reminds me of the V8 Vantages from 2006, which is not so bad. So what I like here is you got all the hard buttons. You can set these 8 buttons for anything. They don't necessarily have to be radio stations. This has heated seats. I would assume cooled seats are an option. Comment below, but I would think on a car like this, I would certainly want cooled seats. You don't have a neck scarf. I don't know if that's an option. The Mercedes and some of the cars now, they blow heat on you, which makes a big difference. I know it's got to be an option on this car because I drove the last gen M4 and it had it, and it made a huge difference driving on a cold night. So everything's familiar here. The steering wheel is the same as I had on my M340. All right, so we got a twin turbo inline 6, same engine as on my M340, 382 horsepower, 369 foot-pounds of torque, rear drive, unlike my M340. Torque converter automatic, 8-speed. I hope you can hear me over this wind noise. Handling is really good because it's rear wheel drive. I can hear the traction control and stability control doing their work. We're gonna have some sweeping turns here and some off-camber turns. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some highway accelerations, turn around, and then hit these S-turns once again. Some understeer. All right, so here we're gonna slow down, make a U-turn, and then we'll have an acceleration onto the highway, onto a busy highway. Now, who put the U-turn lane, a tight one right here in the left lane, where you have to do some heavy braking? This car is pretty low. It's a little hard to see when they don't cut the grass. All right, let's do some acceleration here. It is a very fast car. And I hit the windshield wipers trying to shift. Tires take a little second to hook up there. You can tell it is rear drive. All right, so here we'll have some acceleration. We'll turn around, do another acceleration, hit those S-turns. Very, very fast car. I'll try not to go too fast because of the wind. Tight turnaround here on the left lane. All right, so you really got to slow down for it. When we drive the electric cars, they slow down with that regen braking so much. But all right, so we're gonna have to go onto the highway here. And the good thing is this engine has a lot of power. Full acceleration. And the torque is available at like 1600 RPM. It's a very low. Torque comes on so low down in the rev range, which is great. Takes that highway exit turn like a champ. I was on the brakes just to get a little more grip in the front. Very easy to put your hands at 9 and 3 here. Ride is a little stiffer than the BMW 7 Series I just drove for obvious reasons. This is more the sports car in the lineup. I would love to see this model with a manual transmission and a little stiffer suspension. Kudos to BMW to still make a manual transmission in the M2, M3, M4. We drove an M2 earlier today, the press car. That was not a manual transmission, but that is the sports car. So don't buy this thinking this is the sports car. This is more like a comfortable GT car that has plenty of passing power and a good ride. So this is more like cruising down the Jersey Shore, not really made to tear up the back roads here. It could do it, but it's not, not what it was designed for. So we're gonna have a lot of S-turns coming up. That's my favorite sign to see in a road. A lot of off-camber turns. To get it in manual mode, I believe we just pull it towards us, and now we're kind of in the sport mode. And then we can do manual from there. Now we're in manual 3. As you see, the engine gets a little louder and the exhaust noise is more pronounced, echoing off the trees here. It's gonna get tighter. GoPro battery is low, so I'm gonna keep driving all the way to the bottom of this hill, so watch it. But I'm just gonna say thank you for watching and subscribing and doing all that stuff right now in case it does die on me. All right, so we're gonna downshift to second, and you can hear how pronounced that was. Dangerous spot for somebody to stay and take pictures. All right, so now we're in third gear. Remember, it's a torque converter automatic, so it's not gonna fire off shifts like a dual clutch transmission. We're gonna do some heavy braking here because this is gonna get off camber in a second. There we go. Some lucid going down to second, back up to third. Looking ahead, feeding the gas. Remember, it's a rear drive car. Track control is on. There's the new M2. He's going for it. He's going to run into traffic pretty quickly. Now, I tried to downshift to second there and it wouldn't let me. And this is the end of the road anyway. So with the stick, you could do all that. But I know nobody wants a stick. All right, guys, thanks again for watching, subscribing, like this video, leave a comment. I could get more press cars for BMW. Thank you, BMW, for believing me and giving me this car for 30 minutes. I really, really appreciate it. Hope to do more with you. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.